do that or not, Jake. I don't know what would be like blowing up the spot. Oh wait, hey, and we are live
back again, guys. I wonder if we should shut that window.
Is that too loud?
I don't know.
Is it creating?
Let's see. Let's leave it and see what happens. We can go back and watch. Well, guys, I did a little polyurethaning today with the oil-based stuff, and so trying to fumigate the room a little bit. Gotta do what we gotta do. Anyway, thanks for checking out another show, another live stream, another mountain stream.
Is this the mountain stream?
We're here, mountain stream. It's a pretty cool show we're going to be doing this evening. Very special guest indeed. He's actually part of the BLB.
Huh?
Some of the followers might know who he is, might recognize the guy, Nolan Richards, and he's the cameraman for a lot of the stuff we do. We just took him down to where'd we go the other day, Jake? It wasn't the other day. It was like 2 months ago.
Went down to Stony Creek.
Stony Creek, yeah, that was the last time we had him.
Yeah, little Noli
with us, little Noli. He was he's starting to really come into his own. He's
developing.
Well, one thing he's really gotten really good at is just being there for us.
Yeah,
that for more than anything, I think is like it's always a fun time when the stars align, our schedules match up, and we can have him with us. It doesn't happen a lot these days. He moved, so it's not just like Nolan, we're gonna go do this, and he used to be sure.
No, but there is a word. It's called integral. Integral.
It's not integral.
No, but some people say the integral. Dude, this guy's been the glue sometimes. He's been filling the gaps, and there was that one time in the summer, remember, right before season 2? Yeah, we need one of those bailouts. Noli was there to help the BLB's back.
He's done it more than once.
Oh, well, I was just going to refer to that one bailout. But, dude, that's what Adam was saying. This guy, he's we might have to get after him a little bit from being a millennial and all, but he does,
I don't want to make his head swell.
Yeah, we don't want to know. That's the last thing
he does have his weaknesses,
this guy,
as well as his strengths.
Yeah,
and just like all of us. But he's a great guy. Let's get him on.
We should bring him in.
Yeah, let's bring him on. Everybody, let's give a warm welcome to our buddy and our cameraman, Mr. Nolan Richards.
Let's hear computer web golf claps for Mr. Richards. How's it going, Noli?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey Nolan, how are you, bud?
Oh, not bad. How are you?
Where'd you get that T-shirt?
Oh, BLB merch is
merch
available. I got a couple T-shirts down here in Clifton Park. I know you guys got a few behind you, so fits well, comfy.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nolan, first of all, have you ever done one of these things before, like a live chat or anything like that, live stream?
So I did. I've done an audio-only podcast before, but never done an actual live stream like this. So my first time, excited to be on. So thanks for having me, boys.
Yeah, thanks for coming along. Thanks for making the time out of your schedule to make it happen for us. We haven't seen you in a while. This is kind of fun because it lets us all kind of hang out together. So cheers, guys.
Salute.
Cheers,
big ears.
All right, bud. Let's have a good stream, huh? Let's have a good stream. So this is the new thing we've created, Mountain Stream, and where we just kind of talk to people that are in the Bigfoot community, and sometimes only in the just paranormal community, paranormal world, the unexplained. We just have a chat, kind of talk to them about different things that have to do with that, and maybe parts of their personal life. Maybe get to know who they are a little bit. Maybe link some of those things up together. I don't know, stuff like that. Do you have any, for people who don't know, do you have any experience with the paranormal?
Oh yeah, most certainly. Really two main experiences that I've had. Well, the first one was just a quick overview. I lived in a very old house for quite a while, built back in, I think it was roughly 1846, in North River, actually. And definitely had a couple paranormal experiences there. Not sure if it was, a real manifestation within the house or just some residual energy left over by previous residents. But had a little experience with that. And mainly, my main focus before I joined the BLB was actually on the cryptid known as the Mothman.
I was going to get to that question. I'm glad you brought that up. This is awesome. A couple different things already happened. Jake mentioned millennials, and that was on my list of things to talk about. And Mothman was definitely on there.
What?
Mm-hmm.
And my question was, what do you know about Mothman?
Jeez, what doesn't he know, this guy?
Well, I don't claim to be an expert. Don't like to be a self-proclaimed anything, really. I'm just really a fan of Mothman, the origins, the idea. So basically, to break it down to you, the first recorded, Mothman sightings in recent history was in Point Pleasant, Virginia, around 1966 through 68. And what fascinated me so much about the Mothman was that, unlike Bigfoot, where there's hundreds and thousands of sightings every year, the Mothman had a very small amount of sightings, but only within about 2 years. And over 100 people within Point Pleasant, West Virginia, had claimed to see the Mothman. And actually more that were afraid to come out about it and let people know. So definitely one of my favorite cryptids to do research on. Read a couple books on him, saw a documentary, and then of course the 2002 Richard Gere film Mothman Prophecies was another favorite. Cryptid that always really interested me, and this was a bit before I got in on with the BLB.
Yeah, Mothman Prophecies. I'll have to revisit that, because that was, 2002. You think, okay, it wasn't that long ago. It was a long time ago. 16 years ago, 17 years ago. It's time to revisit that. So we should have a movie night.
And that documentary, that was like a 3 hour and 43-minute documentary, right?
Yeah. Through the Eyes of the Mothman. That was a great documentary. That really opened my eyes, no pun intended. To that.
Opened
your and the
big glowing red eyes.
Now, what do you think about that ancient curse of Chief? The guy who's supposedly the Native American who put a curse on the town or the village way back in the day.
Well, funny that you mentioned that, Jake. There's a lot of ideas of what the Mothman is, what kind of manifestation he is. Some people believe he's alien. Some people believe he's part of a curse that you just mentioned. Some people believe, and a little far-fetched, but some people said it was a mutated crane that was drinking, poison water.
Fukushima water.
I don't believe that. I think that the Mothman is something, extraterrestrial. And believe it or not, there was reports in the 60s.
Nolan, one second. I got a phone call. We'll get right back to that. Reports in the 60s. I'm sorry, I had to take this. Hello?
Hey, Jason Sano here. How's it going over there, Blue Line and Nolan?
Hey, good. Oh, cool. KJS.
Hey, KJS saying hi, Nolan.
You're saying hi to, Nolan's here with us then, do you?
Yeah, I see that, bro. That's pretty freaking awesome. He's a camera genius that you got instead of Sven.
That's correct. We replaced Sven Doherty with this guy, and he's worked out. He's still with us. It tells you something.
The Apprentice.
Yeah. So how y'all doing tonight?
Doing real good.
All right. You guys seen any Mothman today?
Today, no.
I haven't. Nolan, can you hear this?
Yeah, in and out. It's not super clear, but
I saw a hawk and a pliated Woody Woodpecker.
Brilliant.
Yeah, he was just saying that, did you see Mothman today?
Oh, today?
I was just kidding. I imagine it's not every day you catch a Mothman sighting.
Oh, no, sir, it's not.
KJS, do you have any other questions for Nolan tonight? Anything you want to talk to him about?
Yeah, man. I'm watching his camera work. He seems like a talented young man. Did he go to school? How did he get his training?
Did you hear that, Nolan? He wants to know did you go to school or did you get training with this videography?
Yeah, well, really, I did take a couple, filmography, camera handling classes in the old collegiate universe. But it was never my primary study. So I learned a bit from that. And then, actually, before I officially joined the BLB, I did a little camera work with Adam on a few, music videos he was in and whatnot. So Adam and Jake did definitely help kind of jumpstart me and, on the camera handling path, so to say.
Awesome. Well, they sure have steered you in the right direction, Nolan. You're doing a good job.
Well, thank you.
That's pretty impressive coming from KJS Insano.
Word.
Check out the show that he has on YouTube. It's fantastic. Is that what it is? Is it KJS Insano? Is that what it comes up as?
Yeah. Yes, it does. Yes, it does, Adam. Thank you for plugging the channel.
No problem. Now what is it? Is it just KJS Insano and that's it?
Yeah. KJS Insano. That's pretty much it.
How do you spell Insano?
Incorrectly.
INSAINO.
Correct.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Just like that. Look up right there. See.
So that right there. KJS.
Look that right up there on YouTube.
Is that correct there, Mr. Insano?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We've got 4 or 5 people here watching the stream, guys, outside the garage, kind of looking through the window.
Nice.
And we're very entertained. So I'm just excited to see y'all, and just wanted to call in and give y'all a big shout out from KJS Insano.
That's awesome. I'm glad you did. And we're trying to do this every Sunday at 6:30 if we can.
Cracking the whip.
And so we're going to be on at 6:30. So anytime you want to come on and ask a couple questions, that'd be great. You know the number. I'm not sure how you got it. You probably got it from our website, actually, because it was on there at one point. But
yes, I got it from the website, and somebody gave me one of the BLB cards, I think.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah, man, I got her all mailed to me, a BLB card.
What?
That's excellent. Hey, KJS Insano, thank you for supporting the channel, and thanks for saying hi to little Nolan,
Yeah, thank you, KJS.
Peace.
Say hi to who, Adam?
Nolan.
We call him Little Noli, but yeah. Hey,
hello, brother, and keep up the great work. Oh, the BLB, you guys are the best, man. Love you guys.
What?
Hey, thanks, KJS Insano. That means a lot to us. Thanks for
love
watching
you,
our show,
brother.
and we'll keep watching yours, okay, bud?
All right, sounds good, guys. Have a good stream. We'll be watching.
Okay, thank you, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Love you guys.
Hey, love you too.
Oh, man. Are you kidding me?
The guy loves us, so we love him too then. So that's excellent. That's going to be fun. Checking out some of the work that's on there, and maybe having somebody else come on at some point. We got to check the audio and see if that worked. I want to go back and watch it and see if that sounded good. I mean, if it's not working good for you and people didn't hear it very well, then we shouldn't do it again. Maybe somebody in the live comments could say if they heard it, if they wanted it to sound, if it sounded good, or maybe if we should stop doing that or we should do it more. What do you think? Is that a good way to do it, Nolan? I'm kind of looking for some, advice coming from you're a millennial now, right?
I mean, I think it's a great way. Ask the fans, man. What do they think? Can they hear? They got good audio?
Good. On this list here, it does ask something about, where is it? Talk about millennials.
Yeah, so me, you guys, Q&A on millennials, what it's like to be one.
How does it feel?
I think the thing here just said just talk about millennials.
Well, I mean, it all depends on how you define it. A millennial. Depends on what category you put them in as far as what years they're defined by. I know the U.S. Census defines it as anyone born from 1980 to 2000. So about 20 years right there you have for a millennial span. You ask other people, though, they'll say it's different. Some people will say, it was 85 to 95 or something like that. But being defined as one, it's interesting because, I grew up when I was, born and whatnot. I didn't really have a computer in my house or an internet, and now I'm using it every day, I remember dial-up, obviously, and whatnot. Wanted to play games online, and my mom says, "Hey, get off the computer. I got to make a call." You
remember that?
It's been a wild ride. I mean, and of course you guys do, because a bit older than me, Gen Xers over there. So
sure, just a little better, but that's fine.
A couple months older.
I was actually wondering, do you know, since you are a millennial yourself, maybe you have other friends that are millennials, because we're so old, but we're still your friends. You probably have more friends that are millennials. And do they talk about stuff like Bigfoot? Is that kind of in the conversation circle within the millennial group as a generation, or is it something that they kind of don't really pay attention to? Or, I mean, how do you see it?
Well, there's definitely, groups of people my age that I'm sure are interested in Bigfoot. They get out and, they do a little bit of hunting here and there. Obviously, they'll gravitate towards things on the social medias with Bigfoot, such as Bigfoot groups and stuff like that. Everything's done through social media these days. So, if they can make a good connection via social media, they're going to definitely be into to Bigfoot, whatnot. I know that a good friend of mine, Matthew Hayden, as you well know, has, had his own kind of dealings with Bigfoot and, been spoken with the BLB a few times on his ideas of Bigfoot and whatnot. So there's definitely a decent support for Bigfoot hunting and related activities in the millennial community here.
Okay, so aside from Matt Hayden, is there anybody else that you are, in communication with in your age group that talk about Bigfoot?
Well, I'll tell you what. One person that definitely comes to mind, and you definitely know her, the light of my life, Hannah, my girlfriend. She, has definitely been involved with things in the Bigfoot community, as you've seen, and we had her on a few years ago for the Bigfoot calling contest. Actually, that was last year, I believe. And she helped do some camera work with that and whatnot.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So she's definitely down for anything. She's definitely open-minded, not necessarily approaching it as a skeptic. She's really like, hey, let's go see what's out there.
Curiosity more than anything, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Open-mindedness.
Yeah.
Okay, the takeaway I kind of came with the millennial Bigfoot thing, the relationship of Bigfoot with millennials versus maybe people like me and Jake who are from a different generation. It might be the same across different age groups where there are people that are involved in it and there's people that aren't. And it just is, maybe it's just kind of like a universal human thing that you're just kind of drawn to the unknown, and it's going to happen regardless of what kind of generation you come from. Because I know that people that are much older than me that are kind of in it like I am, and I know like the majority of people around here probably aren't. It seems like the majority of the people we talk to and hang out with, it's not like the only reason why they bring up Bigfoot is because of me and Jake. They know that we're, researchers and enthusiasts.
I saw Sasquatch in the parking lot the other day.
Happens all the time.
Oh, boy.
It does.
Now, check this out, Nolan. This is a question from our good friend, Kevin Quatman, who he's come on. He was actually the first guest on our Mountain Stream when we were doing a little beta testing, which we still are.
We're making lemonade.
Kevin Quatman, do you think the Mothman is still alive and around?
Is he like Pennywise the Clown, only coming around every 27 years, every 33 years, every so many years?
See, that's a great question, Kevin. As far as I've seen and my research into the Mothman, I definitely think he's still alive and around, doing what he does. From my perspective, I really think that he's an interdimensional being. I think that he comes to Earth for certain reasons and at certain times. And the last time I think he really was here was in the 60s. I don't think he's been back here yet. I think he comes here for a purpose. A lot of interesting things surrounded the Mothman, in regards to events. Definitely some weird stuff was happening in Point Pleasant, Virginia. Around 66 to 68, namely the height of that being the collapse of the Silver Bridge in 68, caused the death of 46 people, unfortunately. And, people think that that had a correlation with the Mothman.
Yeah, it's very interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What is the actual relationship to any of it? I mean, there's so many people that saw it, and it's such a thing. It's not like it wouldn't be a thing as big as it is if something didn't happen. Something happened.
I fully agree with you. And
right?
to follow up on what I was about to say before, we talked with KJS was Actually, in the 60s too, in the late 60s, there were sightings of men in black around Point Pleasant, West Virginia, visiting people that stated that they saw a Mothman. So you got to wonder what kind of government activities were involved with this.
What? Yeah, and how far back do Men in Black date? Do you know anything about that? I'm curious. I mean, I don't know. I've never really.
Well, I definitely know that. I know that they were prevalent around. I think it was J. Edgar Hoover's administration. You know, definitely you had the building of the dam at the time, public works projects going around, and you know, I from what I've heard from the Men in Black, that's where they really rose to prevalence. Now, I can't say for sure when they were actually founded or when those types of things happened. It could be much further back than that.
Sure.
But, you know, especially through the 40s and 50s with nuclear testing and different things, you always got government agencies involved. And when something big like the Mothman pops up, it's just interesting to see that it was X amount of sightings in one place over, that 2.5, 3 year span. And then it just vanished.
That's interesting. Now, within that 2-year time frame, do you have any idea of like, were there intermittent sightings? Were there just like one sighting and then another one like almost a year later, or were there multiple sightings throughout the 2 years, or do you know anything about that?
Yeah, so I definitely think it was kind of just a steady flow of sightings through the 2 years. I think it was roughly 100 or so people came forth.
Wow.
Some later rather than sooner, because these are blue collar workers. They're and they like to hold a certain kind of air in their town, and some people were afraid to come forward and say, hey, I saw something I couldn't explain. They were afraid people would think they were crazy. And these are just honest, hardworking people just like us, and
Yeah.
So the sightings were definitely there throughout.
I mean, I oftentimes put myself in the shoes of like an eyewitness, a person who had an eyewitness. Imagine if you were one of the people who saw Mothman, how crazy that must make you feel. Be like, I saw this, and like, whoa, Bigfoot is at least hominoid. It could be the gap, the missing link. There could be something to that makes sense, but a Mothman, I mean, that's not so.
It really is, I mean, I couldn't imagine not only the awe of eyewitnesses to the Mothman, but to be honest, fear, because you can relate to, the Bigfoot and he's upright hominid, as you said, definitely a creature of myth for sure. But when you see not only an upright hominid, but with two very large red eyes and a set of wings, flight for a regular hominid is very very alien. So when you're seeing something like that, definitely a lot of mixed feelings there.
It's very strange, very strange. Okay, Nolan, I'm gonna go back through here. I'm gonna give this notepad over to Jake.
What?
We gotta have Jake ask.
Are you serious?
Talk to you about something. We're gonna kind of go.
I'm trying to think. Listen, I mean, I'm thinking, is it an angel? Is it a gargoyle? I don't know. Because what kind of, like, if you're a creature like that sporting those wings, come on, bro. Come on. I'm just saying. All right. Listen, let's jump completely off the Mothman. Okay, wait. Do you have a tattoo of Indrid Cold?
Indrid Cold. I do not have a Indrid Cold tattoo.
Okay, now. Okay, stop right there. Do you cook?
Yes.
You go out for your own meals. You cook, or you fancy yourself? You think you're pretty good in the kitchen? What's your signature dish? What's your go-to? Not your quick meal, but your Sunday dinner. Like, what's your go-to Sunday dinner? If you
I'll tell you what. I like a little jerk salmon with some pan-seared Brussels sprouts.
What? What are you watching? Some episodes of Chopped Kitchen or jerk salmon with what? What kind of Brussels?
Maybe I'm watching TV, or maybe I'm watching Adam in the kitchen.
Oh, he well, you're not lying there.
Hey, let's not forget the cuisine we had in the overnighter.
Hey, wow.
Remember that? Squidbillies.
Don't let the cat out of the bag, no.
Yeah, don't say too much. I mean, we got season 2 coming out on Halloween, as you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's going to be primarily, I want to say too much, but it has a lot to do with, there's certain aspects of what we did when we shot pretty much the majority of season 2. There's a lot that kind of mirrors what Bigfoot Odyssey is planning to do come this spring. They have a Squatch mission. They're going down and they're going to shoot cameras rolling the whole time for like 7 days. Multiple cameras, 2 teams shooting constantly. That's kind of like when we did the overnighter. We had rigs going pretty much the whole time we were there, including trail cams and all that stuff. So it was a 24-hour deal for us, just kind of right here, easy, low-hanging fruit, as Jake likes to call it.
Yeah, but times that by 7 and then multiply it by
with a bunch of people and think about what you can accomplish and what you can do.
Dude, this is like an all-out assault dream team.
That's what me and Jake call it now, the dream team.
Yeah, it is.
And take it for what it is. I think it's cool. I think it sounds good. The dream team.
I think it's gonna be awesome. Are you kidding me?
It's
like
unbelievable.
In everyone's
groundbreaking.
Everyone's
groundbreaking,
focus.
Check it out.
Everyone, you got to. Hey, go over there. If you can, make a donation. Throw a couple bucks in the kitty.
Anybody watching this too, Bigfoot Odyssey. Anybody watching probably knows about the mission already. But if you don't, check it out. Guys like maybe KJS and Sander might not know.
Yeah,
I'm sure we have people that maybe don't know what's going on. So check that out and maybe get some information there. Jake and I will be doing a fundraiser with certain people from their channel, and it's going to be super fun. It's not going to be for a little bit. I don't know if I'm giving away stuff I'm not supposed to say.
I don't know either.
It needs to start being talked about, though. It's going to be a fundraiser. Me and Jake also were wondering about something really important, Nolan.
Yeah. Oh.
What's going through your mind in this photo right here, bud? I mean, like, take us back. You're at Mike Hill's studio, right? I'm assuming, or is this shot down in North Creek?
You're obviously like a little pimp here. You're acting suave and badass, all on the elbow like that, kind of chilling. I mean, were you really thinking like I'm the shit right there? Is that what you were thinking?
Rico Suave.
I can't really remember exactly what I was thinking. I think it's 3 or 4 in that picture, maybe. So it's still the 90s. Still the 90s.
You might have your diapers might have been full right there.
Maybe, who knows? Do you think you would still act like that today? I
definitely think I retain that persona to a certain degree. Depends on where I'm at. It's situational,
like somewhere like this, maybe.
See, now,
well,
it's that kind of honesty that we've known to grow in love about you, Nolan. See, we asked you that question. You could have lied and said no, but you answered truthfully, and guess what? We got the goods.
I mean,
we already know the truth, but you didn't lie, and that speaks to character.
Cute
and geez, I'm telling you,
cutest little fucker, man.
You got the genes, kid.
What can I say?
Good job there raising you, bud.
Thanks.
No, making you. I don't know about raising you. That remains to be seen.
Yeah.
I love you, Noli. Bud, let's talk about ghosts, man. What do you know about or think about ghosts? Do you believe that they're real? Do you know anybody who's had any ghost activity besides, of course, your house up in North River and all that?
As far as belief in ghosts, I'm gonna have to say I definitely believe that there's something there. I can't attest to exactly whether it's a manifestation of those that have been departed, or one thing I do believe in for sure, and I think I have proof of, is what's called residual energy. So this is energy left behind by people who have passed on. You got to think about it. There's more to a human than just meets the eye. You got a lot of emotion to a human being. You got a lot of contemplation from each human, and I think especially if you live maybe a traumatic or not so easy life, I think you can definitely leave behind some residual energy that sticks onto physical things like houses. like items, objects.
Stick on. So okay, because my next thing I was thinking is like residual energy. I can understand that, but it seems like it would dissipate and go somewhere else. Like how does it hold its shape?
It depends, really. I mean,
I would say you never really energy is never lost, so it just transfers to some other state. So that was the other thing. Like, so how does our soul, if our souls move on after this life, energy you can't lose energy. It goes from one place to another. So
cannot be created nor destroyed.
Well, I mean, I don't know true. I don't know the technical terms, but I just know that something's going on.
Oh yeah, there's something at play for sure. In regards, I've had my own encounters with what I believe to be residual energy. I've never seen a full manifestation or anything. I've never seen anything really take form. In regards to other people experiencing it, I know my mom and my sister experience things. Is
this your mom right here?
Oh yeah, that was mom right there.
What did she say? She felt like Mother of the Year.
Yeah, I guess so, and rightly so. She's a saint, and love her lots. So big shout out to her for supporting me and the BLB in a whole. I know that actually, I think it was a year ago or so, she actually donated one of those trail cams that we used to us.
That's correct. That was nice of her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She says, "Hi, Noli." But first, we got to get to this all in caps question, which I forget how to do this. My apologies. We don't pay attention much. We're getting used to this whole thing. So there we go, Jake. Another excuse. But Bigfoot Odyssey here, you're just talking about, says, is Nolan still BLB cameraman?
Oh, sure.
Well, let me answer that question with one word. Absolutely.
Oh,
I like that. That's
geez,
good.
with
That's
authority.
good.
Man, you millennials.
That's good. Look at that. Look at that. Elizabeth Cleveland. Hi, Noli.
Oh, Noli. That's
Okay,
so
Mom.
cute.
From your mom.
It's Mama Dukes right there, Noli.
Yeah. So yeah, one word. Absolutely. I'm still the cameraman for BLB. I know that we all handle the camera from time to time, but I've kind of been point man on that since, you guys took me into the fold. And, although I did move a little bit south, and our schedules don't always match up, I'll always make sure to make time for these guys and, be there as a full supporting member.
Now, being down there and in the Clifton Park region, do you ever find a moment to go out and get yourself a international meal at Zaka's? Ever go to Zaka's for some?
I have not. I have definitely heard of it. I heard that there was a band one time that played there, and it was a pretty great show.
Oh yeah.
A band by the name, I think it was Hoffmeister.
I think it was Cliffside, actually. That was
it?
There, Hoffmeister. What?
Yeah, but I have not had a meal there yet. So.
Oh, look at that.
Little Noli.
That's awful nice of you to say. Thanks for saying that.
Hey,
cheers.
Now,
let's talk about quickly to recap, to kind of round off Carrie's question from the Bigfoot Odyssey. So you are still a cameraman for the BLB.
Yep.
And you're down in Clifton Park, so you're not on everything we shoot. So a lot of times we have to take the reins ourselves because we don't have the luxury of having you around. And what do you think the future for you is in the BLB on short term? And when I mean short term, I'm talking like within the next year and a half.
In that regard, I definitely think it's try to get on a couple more shoots of wherever we go. If you guys want to call me in as a guest on another podcast, I'd be more than glad to do that with y'all. And just kind of, remain an active member with you guys, because it's been a blast, man. I think I've been with you guys for about 4 years now. Roughly 2015 was my first shoot with you.
Yep. And it's been good. I mean, in the beginning, as you well know, basically, I'm just not going to say any bad press about you. You've blossomed into a much better cameraman. You've learned a lot. And the schooling
for sure.
The schooling definitely helped because you were still in school when you first joined up with us.
Yeah. Actually, I did 2 years at SUNY Potsdam. Actually, that was also my first 2 active years with you know, old BLB, and definitely learned a lot from the schooling. And also, got to tip my hat to you guys for giving me a lot of, you know, pointers and tips on how to use the camera. Because, you know,
really, because they
guys,
don't seem to have landed yet. We've been going over your footage, and it seems like everything we tell you keeps parting your hair like a canoe. But I digress.
I've got a learning curve, but
look it up on the YouTube.
Well, take a look at what was that one you did, Adam? There, Abducted. It was a great show, great movie, great short film.
Well, I think that was a KJS Insano original. Was that? Wasn't that? Or was that you?
It could have been. I want you to quickly just talk to me about what's going on here.
Let's run over a couple things here, Nolan.
Now, is this because you had already hurt your head, or is it just like one of those baby helmets because you were always falling down and stuff? What's going on?
I think it's a fashion statement. It was the 90s, man.
This kid.
Really?
Good answer. I mean, like, again, cute as can be. I don't know if you're getting better looking than that.
Try to stump the kid. He can't be stumped.
A lot of confidence in that.
Jeez, I'm telling you.
The kid is just confident.
I'm gonna
even
have to,
way back then.
I'm gonna have to cut some pages out of this kid's playbook.
I don't know how he's doing it. Man,
amazing. Hey, you know,
I don't know either.
You just do what you do, man.
No, we haven't touched much on Bigfoot, and that's part of what this stream is about, amongst other things. But it's a big part of why we got this thing started. So, I want you to talk to the people listening about any encounters or any kind of evidence that you've collected or anything interactions with Bigfoot. But I want you to, you know, something like that. But if you could start it off, just when was your first memory of Bigfoot? Anything Bigfoot related? Start it off there and maybe go on from there.
First memory of Bigfoot has got to be the Patterson footage. At some point, I saw that as a child, and you know, quite frankly, it jarred me a little bit, you know, to see something like that walk across the screen, something so out there, you know, so alien and different. But yeah, at the same time, walks upright on two legs and looks like a human. So definitely a lot of mixed feelings there. So I'm sure a lot of people, I think, is really their first exposure to Bigfoot is the Patterson footage, because you know that is iconic.
You're right about that, I think, because I mean, that's a biggie. That's really big. Mm-hmm. Another one you hear a lot is like In Search Of with Leonard Nimoy. That's one you hear a lot too, and it's strange. I can't personally, not this isn't about me or anything, but just to relate to what you were saying, I can't remember, you know, when I got into Bigfoot or when I knew about Bigfoot or when I saw the Patterson footage. Who knows? It might have been why I was drawn to Bigfoot was the Patterson footage, but who knows? I don't remember.
Yep.
But, what about anything related to Bigfoot activity? Any encounters of any sort? Or
well, you know, definitely in regards to encounters, personally, mine are few and far between, really. Namely, the biggest one I had was actually with you guys when we went to do Huntley Pond. And, you know, as luck would have it, we had the cameras turned off and we were taking a break, and we heard that primal scream, you know, that really sounded like a young adult male wrote.
It's something I'll never forget. I remember exactly how it sounded.
Yep.
It was so bizarre. That day was crazy.
Are you serious?
And that's already out. Anybody who wants to know a little bit about what happened that day, go check out season 1. The episode was called The Apprentice. I'm not sure what number it was. Yeah. It was called The Apprentice. That's when we first took on Nolan. That was his first, you know, experience adventure with us.
I didn't wear my boots and I fell through the ice. It's a good thing I had them on.
Oh, yeah. But you know, that was really my first real experience with Bigfoot. The only other ones I had heard before were other eyewitness accounts, essentially around Whitehall area, and then even in our own North River, North Creek area. You know, people have claimed to see that, you know, Bigfoot or something along the lines of it, or, you know, unexplained trees snapped off near the top, or you know, anything else. I'm having a brew, Mom. Do apologize. There's a work night, but just one with the boys. So
now make sure that you don't create a habit of it. Is all we're trying to say.
What's going on here, Nolan? I mean, you look supercharged. You're obviously, to me, it looks like you're in the Hooper mine up in North River.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. Is that where you are here?
Yeah.
It's on Durkin Road.
Just had to show off a moment of triumph there, walking up some rock. I don't know.
That's not Durkin Road, Cliffs.
To the people that don't know where he is, that's what it's like a 10-minute hike to get there.
Yeah, roughly. Honestly, I'd say it's one of the shortest hikes with the best payoff.
That's a good way. That's a very good way to look at it. That's awesome. Yeah. That's a good way to look at it. If people don't know, they want to go squatching. There were people up there at the Garnet Hill area. There's thousands of acres up there. One of the maintenance guys doing trail work on the cross country trail network, I think it was 2 summers ago, claims to have seen an upright creature. Not too big. He said probably a little over 6 feet tall. It was the same color as a deer, he said. And it just took 2 steps, boom, boom, right behind a tree. And then it was gone. And he went around and looked for it around, and it was just gone. And it was kind of like in a hardwood forest area where you don't have a lot of real dense brush. And you can kind of see between the trees, I guess, is how he explained it to me. We haven't been on site with him yet, but we will at some point. But up there, I mean, that's a good place for squatch. You have people coming up there looking for it.
Sounds like he's slipping through some kind of doors we can't see. I don't want to put that out there, but I'm just saying, how else? I mean, is he jumping straight up, straight up the tree so the guy can't, what's going on?
Well, I mean, as you know, Jake, a lot of people in the Bigfoot community, they think he could be an interdimensional being.
What?
Yeah, what's your take on that?
Are you serious?
I think that the claim has some validity in the fact that we've never really had any hard evidence. No body, no footage really more than 30 or 40 seconds tops. So it makes you wonder, how do they operate and move in the woods with such stealth and quickness? I mean, I'm not saying he's interdimensional, but I'm not going to rule it out.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one to think about. I mean, what gets me is always that we've been here, and there's always been people on the earth that have trying to find out more about this. I mean, for the last 100 years or more, and we can't find them. We can't. Maybe we can find them, but we cannot prove. We don't have any hard evidence to prove the existence of these things, and that's really hard to swallow. It's like, are these things that like ninja-like, or do they have special powers, or is there something that we don't know with like dimensional portals, all that stuff? It's hard to think about, but why are they so elusive? How can they possibly be so elusive? It's just really weird. It's weird.
Yeah, and I agree. You think about it. You probably have, just every day on the planet Earth, you probably have thousands of people combing hundreds of miles of woods in search for this thing every day, and we're not able to bring up any real physical evidence. It's like, how does this guy get around?
Yeah, slip through the fingers all the time. Well, hopefully the Bigfoot Odyssey will shed some light on the whole mystery.
Absolutely.
We're all hoping. And so anyway, that's pretty interesting altogether. The whole, why is it it's supposed to be there in fairly large numbers too.
Yeah.
And all over the place. And it's just strange. Do you like turtles, Nolan?
Turtles.
Question. People say that. I like turtles.
I like turtles.
You like
I know
them?
a guy on Facebook that says that.
Sure, I like turtles.
Do you?
Really?
Oh,
are you trying to be a turtle here, or is that something different?
I think it's some kind of dinosaur. On the left, there's my good friend Taylor. Classic. Man, you guys really digging into the archives for this, huh?
I was just wondering, is that a turtle or is it something different?
I think it's a dinosaur.
Dinosaur, okay. Interesting.
Again, and a real fashionista there, though.
You're always looking good. I mean, especially like in this picture here, you got the BLB hoodie.
Look at you repping that BLB hoodie that only 3 people have.
You're hydrating. You got the water and what I think is a Labatt blue light in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
mean, you actually turned me on to those a few summers ago.
Yeah, I mean, those are good. I wish I had some now. I have something else. Yeah. That's all good there. Nolan, what do you think as far as future of the BLB, immediate or within the like I said, about a year and a half or something like that? What are your goals with the BLB? I mean, say as a team, all of us together, what would you like to see happen? What changes would you like to maybe have us make as a group, or is there something that you have on your BLB bucket list that we might want to check off, or what do you think?
Good questions, Adam. Really, I think that one of the things I'd love to do with the BLB is grow our fan base. Let more people know that we're here. This is what we do. And they can rely on us for not only quality content, but to kind of expand their mind and see what's out there. Another thing I'd really like to do with the BLB is get more footage. Really get some more on film here, and of different escapades that were going on, and I'd love to really get out there and see if we can find something.
That's good. What question did you have, Jake? 5 years?
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna say, it was when you were leading to that question, it was like, yeah, it was kind of one of those. Where do you see us in 5 years? Like, as far as setting goals, I know one of our goals, we keep saying we want to get out there more. This year's been really hard. It's been really tough.
Yeah.
Getting any, we have struck gold a couple times on, but, it's just that trying to keep momentum going.
Well, it's a struggle because there's
process.
Unless you do, give your whole life to the subject matter. There's other things that are, you got other, like Jake likes to say, irons in the fire.
Yeah.
Irons in the fire. Lots of other things going on to balance everything out. And that so, I mean, this year, unfortunately, I mean, the editing room saw some action over the summer.
Oh, yeah.
And we've certainly got a lot of,
thanks to this guy,
different ideas going on as far as like the think tank kind of thing going, ideas of where we're headed. Like now we have a stream here. This was something we thought about for a long time before we were going to do the podcast kind of action, and other things too. The whole getting out there, boots on the ground type of thing is kind of lacking right now. But hopefully we get some stars aligning for us for either the rest of this year or into next season.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited about, what's to come, and then really working more, doing some more camera, audio work and whatnot with you guys. It's been a blast so far. I'll tell you that much.
That's great.
What about Clara's? What about a checkup to Clara's? We went there a little bit ago and we said that we were going to come back in a month and do the overnight. That was going to be, oh yeah. What's that? That's coming up here then pretty soon, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be within the next week or two.
Yeah, so October. How is October looking for an overnight in Stony Creek? And do you have your Dogman whistle on?
Oh, I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know how much I want to deal with a Dogman. Those things that know to follow people
down. You think you're going to be down for setting up the big 4-man tent in Clara's back 40? Because we can probably set that overnighter tent up there. You should be familiar with that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the command center.
We're going to set that command center up in her backyard where we had Jacob and Tony subs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'll take a look at the schedule and let y'all know if I can be there. Definitely try my hardest to, for sure.
We'll shoot you the date.
Okay, definitely.
Even
we have to work it out with them and all of us together. So if we can make it happen, we'd love to have you come.
No, I'd love to be there.
Be a part of that. Now, Nolan, what do you like to drink? I mean, what's your favorite thing to drink? I mean, it doesn't have to be alcoholic. Just what's your beverage of choice? I mean,
beverage of choice. Well, lately it's been water. I've just been chugging a lot of water lately.
I see you mixing
good
up.
for you. You know, it's awesome. I do like the occasional cup of Nesquik, you know.
Oh yeah.
Or some Ovaltine, you know. I like Stewart's chocolate shakes.
He's old school.
So you're a big chocolate milk kind of chocolate shake fan. It's funny because before this started, mid last week, I was walking, actually not walking, I was rushing back down the stairs. And as I was finishing the last 3 or 4 steps, walking down into the living room, it came to my mind, should I ask Nolan about not only Men in Black, but also should I ask him about chocolate milk? And then it flashed into my mind, should I ask him about the movie Men in Black and the relationship and what chocolate milk means in the movie Men in Black with Will Smith? And do you think that there's any type of is anything real there, or is it just some guys in Hollywood just saying, let's just have him drink chocolate milk and then everything will be better when he drinks the chocolate milk? Do you remember that with Will Smith and Men in Black?
Was that in the scene where they went to the restaurant and they gave him a chocolate milk?
Well, he was craving it. He craved it. Will Smith craved it after something bizarre like happened, like some kind of shift happened. It would just drain him or something like that. I don't exactly remember, to be honest with you, but it's just odd that those two things kind of came into my head like 3 days ago, thinking about.
I'm definitely not going to say there isn't a correlation. I have yet to see it. But maybe that's why I like chocolate milk so much. You know, maybe there's been shifts going on around me. You know, there's a lot of theory that certain people attract certain kind of phenomenon, you know, to their lives. It's just a thing. They're like almost like a magnet for it, you know. And I think you could attest to that. I know that you have a couple of stories up your sleeve that, you know, definitely some weird things have happened to you for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there's a multitude of strange occurrences that have happened in not only my personal life, but in Jake's life. And then also when we were both together and both witnessed the same thing. I mean, things like that are definitely, you know, maybe not as much as they were 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Still. But 10 years ago, I mean, stuff happened. It seemed like there was a little hot time there for a while with odd occurrences of paranormal, unexplained stuff, UFOs, ghosts, just stuff you can't really put it, you know, you can't pinpoint any of it for what.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So let's see here, Nolan. Are you in love, or have you ever been in love?
You know, definitely. You know, couple times in my life, I guess you could say. I think the love was different every time, you know, because I was a different stage of life. But I can definitely say I am now with Hannah. She's awesome. Love her lots, and you know, she's just quality human being.
Yeah.
You know, so I can definitely say I have and am.
That's good. I couldn't agree more. I mean, that's really, she's a great girl.
Said.
She's a great girl. We love having her around too. We miss her, so you know.
Next time, you know, we
Lewis
up there, definitely got to bring her along, and definitely have a lot of good times together for sure. Just like that last little adventure we went on at the end of River Road there.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that was something else
from the informative sort of. Geez, you guys really seem that day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you listen to Justin Bieber, or did you used to? Because I mean, in this picture, you're almost like you are Justin Bieber here.
Exactly. Yeah, I think really what it is he kind of took that from me. I think he's been following me most of my life and taking my styles, my skills, things like that.
Yeah, that could. You think that's what's going on, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be throwing that out in the.
I mean, it's possible. You never know, Adam. How many times have you said, "Oh, I came up with this cool song or this cool saying," and next day you hear it on the radio, you see it on the news?
Well, it's happened a couple.
No, I said that today. In fact, actually.
What? Exactly.
This morning.
You have
serious
things, and it's like someone's watching you.
That's what I said. I was like, I don't know how he's getting the info to make this track here, but it's totally totally my stuff.
Yep.
And
He's stealing your mind.
Maybe it's just some strange, people can have the same kind of thoughts over, the airwaves, and that type of stuff happens all the time, I think. Or someone, two people have the same idea or something very similar and don't know about it. It's just peculiar when you hear stuff that is in this day and age, like kind of different than anything anybody else has done. But at the same time, when I'm thinking about the same stuff, it's like manifesting. I can hear it.
Yeah.
I was listening to a song this morning, and it was totally something that I would have done or working on. So it was funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I have a 2-part question. What vehicle are you driving right now, and what was your best deal on a vehicle? And I'll tell you, at the time, just to let you know, it was 2003. The best deal on a vehicle I got was I paid $250. My good friend Fabian let me get his Chevy Blazer, and that thing ran like the dickens for the better part of summer and fall, and it was the best $250 I ever spent.
Yeah.
But,
so, following up on that question, Jake, I'm 25. I've only had 2 cars in my life. My first car, which you both are probably very well familiar with, was the
what?
Wow, that is an old picture. Yeah, that's the 2005. Where'd you get that? That's 2005 Honda Civic LX Special Edition. Got that in 2012. And that was about $11,000, but it only had 32,000 miles on it.
Wow. Original?
What's that?
Original miles. Where'd you get it from? A grandma in Clifton Park?
You know what? Not in Clifton Park. I'm not sure where the grandma was from, but the car did smell like cigarettes and Windex. So she definitely smoked in it, but it was awesome.
Smoking lady,
Yeah, and I just parted with that car in September. I gave it to my father, and he's going to drive it now. And now I'm driving a 2016 Volkswagen Passat.
I want to see that. I wish we had pictures of that.
What
color is
it? It's a nice car. Got a pretty good deal on it. Only had 32,000 miles, just like my Honda.
What?
And I got it for $12,800.
Does it smell like cigarettes and Windex?
Oh no, it smells like a brand new car.
Really? Okay.
So I mean, those are the only cars I've ever owned. I think I got a good deal on both of them. My monthly payment's pretty low.
You don't have any apprehensions with the the whole Volkswagen emissions?
Well, that was more towards their diesel models, really.
I'm saying them as a company.
No, I don't have any apprehension towards Volkswagen at all. My father drove them for years. My mother had a Beetle that is still going, probably has close to 300,000 miles on it. I know a lot of people that have gotten great usage out of Volkswagen, and also, they're kind of iconic. So
I think they're cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Jake, in here it talks about some things like, what is Nolan? What's your favorite movie?
Yeah, let's speak. I just saw Uncle Buck last night on a VHS, a portable VHS, and it only had a 4-inch window.
Yeah,
it was kind of like a little camping expedition at the new Bird Hill. Anyway, listen, look it. You seem like you're throwing out these old school vibes. So do you have like an old school? You seem like you should have an old school favorite movie.
Man, old school favorite movie. I mean, it depends on what, like, define old school. Are we saying 90s back, or are you talking like 60s?
Well,
or
no,
80s?
no. See, now I'm thinking I'm trying to drive you a little bit too much. No, just tell us your favorite movie. Tell the world.
My favorite movie. I honestly can't give you a favorite movie. I can give you some of my favorites. I've never been able to pick. I've watched a lot of movies. I have a lot of favorites. Man, I'll tell you what, Braveheart's up there.
Okay.
Are you a
Braveheart?
Christian?
What?
You're a Christian then, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
Christian.
That's a little personal, but yeah, sure.
You don't have to answer any of the questions, Nolan, if you don't want to.
But anyway, so we got Braveheart. That was a great movie. Huge fan of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Brilliant. And also a big fan of Hayao Miyazaki films, as I think you are too, Adam.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Talking
he's
my
brilliant.
language. He's given a lot back to the world.
Thinking, man. What about the Philip K. Dick kind of sci-fi? Like, you know, have you seen many of his stuff? Scanner Darkly, you know, that kind of thing.
I don't know if it's anything specifically by him, but I do enjoy myself sci-fi movies. Obviously you got like your Star Wars basic stuff. There's a couple other pretty good sci-fi.
So what are you, a Star Wars or a Trekkie?
Oh, Star Wars all the way.
The camp, huh?
Star Wars all the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Me too. No, there's nothing wrong with Star Trek. Star Trek's kind of thing, but it's just like it's got a different mindset. You know, Star Wars is like for the people that maybe get laid, and then there's Star Trek. So it's cool. I mean, it's great.
What are you guys talking about?
But man, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of movies out there. A lot.
Really?
Any directors you're watching right now?
Well, my mother just commented. I enjoy Rob Zombie, especially this time of year. You know,
He's got a new thing coming out right now, right?
What? Yeah, well, he did. Yeah, 3 from Hell just came out. Probably a couple months back. You know, I enjoy obviously The House of a Thousand Corpses. His Halloween remakes were good.
Let me ask you another personal question, Nolan.
Yeah.
How do you maintain those guns of yours? You like exercise all the time? Are you always out at the gym? Oh, look at them. Those 24-inch pythons.
Yeah, better watch it, man.
So
actually funny that you mentioned it. Truthfully, I have actually been hitting the gym a little more. I bought a membership.
Really? You doing like weights? You do like diamond push-ups or what? What's in your exercise routine?
You know, do free weights with the dumbbells, do some machine work with like lat pull downs, you know, chest presses and whatnot. I mean, I'm not a super strong dude. I'm just trying to stay fit.
Yeah. You ever try the kettlebells there, Nolan?
I never really got into kettlebells. Is that your area there, Adam, when you work out?
What about those ropes?
That's too hardcore for me right now. I'd like to do resistance training with, like, you know, I got a Bowflex, and that's what I've been working with that. And then, you know, your general, you know, stacking wood.
Yeah.
You know, maybe shoveling a trench.
Oh yeah.
Maybe Daniel sand the floor.
I sanded
a bunch of boards today. And you can feel that. Stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
It's good to get something done and a workout at the same time. Nolan, our time is up.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I want you to, do you have any questions for us?
Nolan, thank you so much, brother.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, no, of course. A few questions for you guys. Where do you guys see BLB next 3 to 5 years?
3 to 5 is really tough for me to say. I'm looking.
It is.
I can't look that far forward, far ahead. I can look at what I kind of want to accomplish over like the next year, and that is to not only, you know, release season 2, and try to build the podcast up. I'm going to try to get some more, you know, a bunch of different kinds of guests on. Maybe see if we can do something with that.
Yeah.
And just kind of baby step it up and just kind of do what we can and make sure that the people that like us for who we are, I don't want to change from that, because we don't want to change who we are. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing. And, you know, a lot of people do look at the channel and they think that it's just a joke, but it's not. It's supposed to be entertaining, and it's supposed to be funny. And but a lot of it is that you people can't feel, maybe because maybe they don't want to. There's a lot of, you know, intention there to find the truth and to go out there and do the work to find answers, because we're just as curious about this as anybody else who's extremely curious about it. So our soul for it and our intentions for it are, you know, we want to
genuine.
We're genuine, yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else doesn't like it, hey man, I don't know what to tell them because we're not. I mean, if it's not fun for all of us doing it, the people that actually go out and do it, like me and you and Jake, if it's not fun, then I go do something else that's fun.
Yeah,
exactly. Now another question for you, Adam, specifically. I know you had multiple years back some real encounters with the paranormal, spiritual activity, namely in North River area. Now, I gotta wonder, is that information ever going to be released to the public? I know it was almost.
Whoa, dude, you're dropping a bomb late here, bud.
No, it's serendipitous.
Is it? I think it is.
Did you know? Okay, I keep going back and talking about this other channel, Bigfoot Odyssey.
Man,
which you got to go check out this channel because I don't think you have, but you have to.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple of reasons why they're doing a Halloween week coming up, and there's information there. And we'll have to get that information out. I saw it today. I saw a post today.
Do they have it out now?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's going to be, I think, 7 or maybe even 8 days of paranormal stories that are not necessarily Bigfoot related, but there's all sorts of things crazy in the paranormal world. And we're scheduled for the 30th, I believe. I don't know if I'm supposed to give that away.
What? We're going live the whole time?
The 30th. The night before Halloween, you don't miss it. If you want to talk, that's what I'm going to go on and talk about. Is what you're talking about?
Really? Well, I'm definitely there for that. If not, calling in or anything, but definitely viewing because that I remember you told me that story at length.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot.
It was riveting. It was riveting, dude.
Which one was the riveting one? I'll make sure not to miss it because I got so much. I could talk for hours and.
So essentially, what you told me was everything that happened in North River. Me and you. I don't know if you remember. We talked about it for almost 3
North
hours.
River.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
everything in North River, and then you told me about the Staffords.
Yeah, from there to there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so. I love to re-listen to that story. That thing gets me every time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Dude, like, completely honest, it is a little scary. Like,
it's creepy. Did I tell you about the insects in the house? Did I tell you about that part?
Yeah.
I was watching like a paranormal show like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and there was like the guy on there, and they have it's like this whole thing about the house is like possessed and there's like a demon presence there, and then this lady comes on and she's like this medium or something like that. Anyway, she gets talking, and as it goes on, she starts commenting about the insects. Oftentimes in a place that's got a hold from a demon, there'll be unexplainable insects in the house.
Just a lot of activity.
Yeah, and year round too. And these things were in our house, crawling all over the place in the middle of the wintertime, and it was a cold winter. And as soon as she said that, my skin went like, because I can remember those bugs in the house. They were strange. They were like bugs that I had never seen before in the home.
Yeah,
it was not good. Coming out of like the water faucet and stuff, and just I didn't like it. And I was like, shouldn't they be hibernating?
Or not there.
Yeah, or not in your house. They were in the house a lot. So that's gonna happen the 30th.
Awesome. I'll tune in.
Yeah. And I'll make sure to tell the North River saga. That's a lot right there.
There is a lot.
That could be an episode in and of itself.
Easily.
But we want to end on the plugs, and the plugs being the BLB. That's where we are. That's the general the focus of our investigations up here in the blue line. And
Noli, thanks for coming on.
Hey guys, thanks for having me again. It was great talking with you. Love you guys, and definitely excited for our next excursion.
Yeah, we're gonna end this broadcast, but don't go anywhere. Okay, we'll be right with you.
Right.
Guys, thanks for checking out another show. Live stream, mountain stream.
Hey,
thanks for checking it out. Next week's guest is yet to be determined. There's a couple on there that are gonna be. There's a couple that we're really excited.
We would like to.
So we'll see how that goes, guys. Have a great night, Nolan. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, later.
Later.
Out of the Adirondack.